What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing Atraxa Grand Unifier in Historic Brawl, although this is not a normal Atraxa video. This is Azorius Atraxa. What is that, you ask? Well, so I'm doing a series where I play each of the guilds that I can construct with Atraxa's 4 colors. So it ends up being 6 guilds. We got cedh, Azorius, which we're doing today, Dimir, Golgari, Simic, and Orzhov. So I'm going to do a video of each one of those guilds, and today we're doing Azorius. So it's sort of like a deck building challenge. So we're going to only use Azorius cards, and then use Atraxa as sort of a way to refill our hand, slash if we keep it on the battlefield as an endgame win con, right? So Atraxa, I'm sure you're all familiar with this card, but I'll go over it anyway real quick. 7 mana, 4 color, 7/7 Phyrexian Angel, Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. Crazy good creature already. But then, when it ETBs, look at the top 10 cards of your library. For each card type, you may put a card of that type from among the revealed cards into your hand. Essentially, look at your top 10. For each type of card, whether it's an artifact, a sorcery, an instant, yada yada yada, put one of each type into your hand. So what really ends up happening is this hits the battlefield and you essentially draw 7. Sometimes it's less, sometimes you only hit 4 different types of different card types, sometimes you hit 10 different card types, but in general, you're gonna refill your hand with this card. So it's extremely good, especially in an Azorius control shell where, you know, we're going to remove the opponent's stuff and counter their spells and get to a point where we need some more fuel in our hand, and boop, we basically have a 7 mana, you know, refill our hand spell in the command zone at all times. So that's the idea of the deck. The nuts and bolts is, like I said, Azorius control, draw cards, wipe the board, play our busted planeswalkers, draw more cards, wipe the board more, you know, maybe finish them off with a dream trawler, all that kind of stuff. As far as the mana base, it's a typical Azorius mana base, but with a sprinkling of other things in there. So we have all the fetches from the cons. That way we can fetch any of our colors at any time. We have 2 of the triomes that cover all of our colors. So we have the Abzan one here and the Sultai one here. Command tower to you know, so we can get mana of any color from our commander. And we put most of the applicable shock lands in, but only the ones that have either white or blue. So if, let's say we had, you know, the Golgari one, I forget what that one's called, but that one's not in this deck because it doesn't provide a white or blue, it doesn't provide white or blue mana, right? At least with this Temple Garden, even though it's green-white, it does provide white mana, which our deck has, you know, is mostly white and blue cards, right? So again, we have ways of fetching lands so that we can eventually color fix to get to Atraxa, but all the lands are playable as Azorius lands, so to speak. And that's essentially the deck. The only thing I'm seeing that might be missing... No, it's right there. Cool. Just want to make sure we had Reliquary Tower. We're going to be drawing lots of cards. Want to make sure they stay in our hand. So let's see if we get some wins with this deck. If you like this kind of content, hit subscribe. I think this is the 3rd video I've done in this series, so I got 3 more to go. If you're new to the channel, thanks for watching. Welcome. Make sure we got the right deck selected. Yep. So the thing I didn't mention in the intro is that even though we, you know, took 2 of our colors out of our deck, the matchmaker doesn't care about that. They're still going to put us right in Hell Queue. They're going to see that our commander is Atraxa, and they're just going to put us against Rusko and Ragavan and the Prismatic Bridge and all those other Hell Queue commanders. So the real challenge is building this deck and then also beating the other best decks in the format, even though we've sort of neutered ourselves. I've had varying success with the other ones I've done, but that's part of the fun, right? It's a puzzle we have to solve. One of the benefits of doing only 2 colors is that you're, you know, in general, for any format, doing a 2-color deck is a lot easier to play, a lot more streamlined as far as mana fixing and all that than a 4-color deck, even a 4-color deck with access to green. So we'll see if that holds true here. We're playing a Dimir deck. What So it's Dimir control versus Azorius control. I think Rhystic Study is definitely a keep. We have a white source and Ondu inversion. Yeah, I think Rhystic Study, as long as we can resolve it, this is going to win us the game. Because, I mean, the only thing they could do is maybe Ashiok bounce it, but we're still going to draw a bunch of cards off of it, and then we can Rivers Rebuke them, and Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, I mean, this is a good hand against another control deck. It's too bad we don't go first, though. That would be the cherry on top. Okay, well, never mind. You gotta take the Rhystic Study, man. You gotta take the Rhystic Study. You shouldn't even be thinking about this. Really? Wow, they're thinking hard. Iron? That is the card I would have hoped they took. Okay, and we drew, like, not exactly a replacement, but kind of a similar replacement. That's extremely funny. Maybe they have another hand hate spell in their hand, so they're just trying to take away our ramp so they can then play their other Thoughtseize or whatever. Yep, called it. Target opponent discard, then they may discard a discard. If they don't, do play a conjure of a random card from their library into your hand. Discard a card. Well, we're the furthest away from Rivers Rebuke. And then we may discard an additional card. And we give them a copy of a card in our deck? That's rough. Man, alchemy cards. Yeah, I guess we don't allow them to do that, right? They know our hand except for this land. Okay, sure. Exile. I guess that goes with Ashiok, so the goal of this deck is to ultimate Ashiok. Alright. Okay, so do they have a counter spell? They can counter this. If not, we get the ramp. Negate, yeah. So they had a counter spell for Rhystic Study, but we got that out of their hand, so hopefully they don't have a counter for Rhystic Study. We gotta get this to resolve in order to be back in this game. Yes, perfect. They tapped out for Solemn, so we can get Rhystic Study down. And then Dimir has almost no way to interact with enchantments. Like I said, they could play Ashiok and bounce it. Yeah, but they are gonna have to pay the 1. Yep. So if they want to bounce it, that's fine. They'll tick down Ashiok, which will keep it away from ultimating. Attack for 2. Play Ashiok. You gotta pay the 1. Or they can't pay the 1, so we get to draw a card. Memory Deluge is a good card. They can bounce the Rhystic Study, but then we can just replay it. Yep. Is it exile a card? Yeah, it's exile. I guess it's the land for now, because we can draw more lands. Farewell is nice, except it doesn't hit planeswalkers, so that's a little awkward. But it's got to be Rhystic Study again. They can't bounce it. Not until their next turn. But then they'd have to sack Ashiok to do that. We have 3 of our colors too for Atraxa. So that could be a counter spell or an extra turn spell. Okay, we'll pass here. Keep our options open. Let's see if they pay. They do. So we could counter Behold the Multiverse. Because they're tapped out. Is that worth it? Or we could resolve Memory Deluge. They're on 5 mana. I think we gotta resolve Memory. We need some stuff in our hand. Dark Typhoon's nice. board wipe, which is nice. We don't have double white though. So do we take the white and the board wipe? We definitely need white, double white for farewell. I don't think we need this. Shark Typhoon? They're gonna plus. Yeah. We're tapped out, so they could try to resolve something. We're definitely behind on lands. We missed a couple land drops. Well, we missed one land drop. They Solemns, that's why they're 2 ahead. Huh? Pay the 1? Yep. So even though we might not be drawing cards with the heuristic study, we're still taxing them, which is like the way that that card kind of wears down opponents. We could go for Smothering Tithe, and they could try to counter it. I think we do. Because if it resolves, it's so good for us, and if they counter it, then that's another counter out of their hand that they can't use on Farewell. Yeah, I would think about it too. We also have Mana Tithe mana open. Okay, they go for... they let it resolve. They say, oops. Yeah, because now if they draw cards, we make treasures. So they don't really want to draw with Maze Mind Tome. They should have drawn in response, probably, with this on the stack if they were going to let it come down. I think that's why they said oops. It's all good. I make lots of mistakes. Okay, so now we have Cyclonic Rift and Farewell. And if they draw more cards... Well, just I guess we'll need an untapped land to have Shark Typhoon available, or Cyclonic Rift available, but we at least have Farewell. And we might have Farewell into Shark Typhoon, depending on what's in their hand. They're gonna bounce it. Exile a card. This is fine. It prevents them from making another creature, and it keeps Ashiok away from ultimating. I'm not really worried about the mill. We have 76 cards in our deck. I'm more worried about the damage. What happened to the treasure? Didn't we make a treasure? Huh. Resolve. Okay, so they have 2 mana up. Okay, we could ambush them with Shark Typhoon, which is a cycling ability, so they can't counter it unless they have a Tail's End. They could have a bunch of... The fact that they bounce this makes me wonder if they even have a counter spell. I can make some 1/1s, gain 4 life, and draw a card. Hopefully that's a land. Yeah, we could do it like that. See if they have a counter here. There is stick. Although I guess we don't draw a card because we have more cards in hand than they do. But still, we make some blockers. And we gain 4 life. That's something. And we can still ambush them with Shark Typhoon if we feel like it. So they're gonna draw. That's fine.
My kin are delightfully friendly.
We need the cards. I'd love to resolve Shark Typhoon, but we're not quite there yet. There's the land. We'll draw a card here, but we can at least get some of this damage off our plate. And we now have a flyer to attack down Ashiok. So we'll see what they do. Oh, they just pass, huh? Okay. Nice. We're 1 turn away from Atraxa. So we'll probably have to use the 1/1 as a blocker here. Let's see if they have a counter. They do. Resolve. Untap to 4 target lands. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. Just hold back the 1/1. Hit me for 6. Okay. Well, it's going to come down to if they have more counters in their hand or not, which they probably do because they're drawing a bunch of extra cards, but we're just going to have to go for it. We don't have a choice. Resolve all. They've played well around Rhystic Study. But like I said, it was our only way back in this game. We would have already lost if it wasn't for Rhystic Study. Them tutor. I mean, if I were them, I'd go get a counter spell, right? So we'll see. Well. I guess we'll find out right now if they have a counterspell. Yeah, so like we could Cyclonic Rift him. We could Time Warp. Or we could Farewell. But I think Cyclonic Rift is the way to go. So do we just do that in their upkeep? For style points? Counter. Nice. GG. You gotta make them have it, you know? You're playing a blue deck, you gotta make them have it. And if they have it, they have it. Is what it is. Yeah, we just fell behind cards, fell behind lands. Essentially, I'm pretty sure they got to go first. I think that's... When you're playing a control matchup in the Hell Queue, it's kind of comes down to who goes first a lot of the times, so... But falling behind on lands and falling behind on cards is a death sentence against another control deck. I think our deck is actually a better deck. Dimir has a lot of issues with removal of certain kinds of permanents like enchantments, like Rhystic Study and stuff like that. But, you know, in a singleton format, you know, it's just the cards land the way they do. Let's see who we get next. Winota, okay. So we need lots of removal. Swords is nice. We get to go first. Yep. Yep. This is definitely a keeper against Winota. No need to take the 2 damage against an aggro deck. Yep. As I said. Let's get our mana going. This is also extremely good against them. We need double white in order to do it. Okay. Spell Pierce. So we could Narset, and they're gonna want to attack the Narset. This sort of like saves us some life. Gotta be Brainstorm, right? Yeah. We have enough fetches in the deck, and our hand is good enough, so I'm not really too worried about Brainstorm locking myself. But we gotta find another white source. We can kill Winota when it comes down next turn. Okay. I've never seen anyone play this card, but I guess it makes sense in this deck. Yeah. So they kill Narset, but like I said, it's a distraction. It's just to keep our life total high. Okay, we find a land, although it's a colorless land. So this is an artifact, so technically this destroys this, and we gain life. That's pretty good. But we have too many colorless things. So we gotta hold up the one white we have for Winota when it comes down. And we're just gonna take... I guess we're just gonna take 5 next turn, but we can gain it back with Sanctify. And then we can Brainstorm into a land. Do it like this. Put a stop there, so we stop before they go to combat. They might think we have a, oh, weird. This is a very annoying card to play against. So I think we, since they did it like that, why don't we Brainstorm now and see if we can find a counter? No, Spell Pierce doesn't, they're asking if we want to Spell Pierce our own Brainstorm. No, we do not. Okay, we don't find a counter. So what do we put back? We can put Birth on top, which will shuffle away anything we don't want. I don't think Spell Pierce is particularly good in this matchup. Let's do it like this. So that we draw Birth and shuffle away the Spell Pierce. Birth also gives us an 0-4 wall, which is pretty good against them. Protection from each mana value other than 4. Okay, pretty awkward. Pass. Pass. Okay. 5 damage. We really want to save this for Winota. Sunset Reveille can also gain us life, so okay. Birth. Disco gets us a plains, right? 6 damage, man. We also have a plains in hand. Plains. So do we Divine Purge and take 6 next turn? Yeah, I think so. They can play Winota though. But we shouldn't do that. Okay, so why don't we do this? We're gonna take a lot of damage. But we just can't let Winota resolve. This also gains us 2 life. This can put up blockers and we gain life. Yeah. I think that's worth it. Okay. Do it like that. Then Divine Purge can hopefully hit whatever Winota hits. Solve. Pass. Yep. Hopefully they're all small little creatures. They whiff. Okay. Cool. Protection from each mana value other than 4. So if we can't even block this. Pass. So we really can only block this, right? Which is awkward because that's how we're going to gain life. Well, yeah, we can't even block it. Okay, sure. We're at 22, so it's not dire right now. My turn. Oh, and we didn't shuffle away the Spell Pierce. Man, we really messed that up. Okay, well, it is what it is. So let's Birth. Plains. We're taking 7 next turn. I guess we can blow up our own berth next turn to gain 3 instead of 2. Pretty whack. I mean, it's gotta be Winota. We probably should have timed that better. We probably should have waited till their turn after they were in combat. But it is what it is. We might crack the Mind Stone just to draw a card because we're... I mean, we have mana, but we're nowhere near casting Atraxa. Okay. Resolve. Pass. Seven life. We have a blocker, but we can't block the 7/2. We have to gain life. Oh man. I mean, I think we just have to, right? We don't have an answer for this. Yeah, cool. Great. So we gain 3 life and we take... eight next turn, so technically this would save us. Although if they play Winota, they get to do a Winota trigger. Oh, because that would exile our own creature, right? Yeah, I mean, don't have a lot of other options. Winota? No. Okay. Oh, it has haste. Sick. Alright. Didn't draw what we needed to draw. I also really just misplayed that game. That one's on me. That one's definitely on me. I misplayed that hard. I like way overthought that. I should have just done the Divine Purge early on and then used swords on Winota, but even then we didn't draw anything that would have taken care of those other things, so I don't know. Calyx. Time Wipe's nice. It's a little bit expensive. Vanquish the Horde's good. Yeah, I think Vanquish the Horde keeps us in this game. Okay. 2 board wipes. Card draw. They get to go first, of course. It's a nice turn 2 play. So we might actually shock in this Watery Grave. I love these old Borderlands. I'm glad they put them on Arena. Okay, we have a big mana, hand, but Vanquish gets reduced by each creature that comes in the battlefield, and I think they're going to have a lot of creatures. They're going to do a lot of stuff like this. Create the wall. Now we have Saw It coming up for their commander. And we are... Do we care if this comes down? Gonna make this even cheaper? No, I don't think we care. I think we save the Saw It coming for later. So in that case, what are we doing this turn? I guess we just foretell this to make it cheaper later on. We also have Absorb Energy. Solid Haunting? That's gotta get rid of that thing. Gonna die anyway to the Horde. Nice, okay, good draw. Considering that Horde's now more expensive. We have Saw It coming. Hold on, what does this say? 7 or more enchantments, okay. Okay, they're gonna put the... I think this thing back in their hand. Sure. So that takes away another enchantment. But we have enchantment removal in our deck, we just gotta find it. We have all of our colors except green. They also have a birth. Galax. Blue to Delta. Okay, so we can go fetch for a green source. We already have triple white and triple blue. It would be nice to grab one of these, but it comes into play tapped, and so I can't cast one of my board wipes if I do it like that. So I think we just do the breeding pool. And we take the 2. Is time wipe better? Just because this is going to be cheaper if they ever do get a big board again, which is kind of what this deck does. I think so. Okay, Calyx again. They have to discard the hand size. Time warp. An awkward time warp, but I think we need to draw a land. Perfect. So we can magic mirror here and let them hit us for 4 and then kind of go off next turn and then wipe the board. I think that's probably good, right? We could discover the formula. We could always also counter their stuff. So they can make a copy of this. That's sort of the problem. We can't really let them do that, huh? We can't have... like, one Hallowed Haunting is bad enough. We can't let them have multiple. It's just too bad we don't have 7 mana so we could hold up Saw It Coming, but... or we could discover the formula and look for an answer like Farewell or something like that. If we do this again, they don't have enough mana to replay this, so I think this at least buys us some time. Because I think their commander now costs, what? 7? Yeah. So they don't have enough mana to play it for a couple turns. Their, Birth went off, so they don't have an enchantment, so they're back down to 1 enchantment. So they might just, like, play out some enchantments and stuff. Each mill 3. Okay. None of those were answers to Hallowed Haunting, so that's fine. Memory Lapse is also not an answer to Hallowed Haunting. So this is probably the turn where we play Magic Mirror and hold up Saw It Coming. Start drawing into some answers. I think them milling us helped us get this down to 4 mana. Probably exile my Dream Trawler. I don't know if I have a way to get it back, but I think I have a way to shuffle my graveyard back to my library. They're going to put 3+1/+1 counters on a creature they control, so we're taking a big hit this turn. But we're still at 22 life. Okay, taking 8. Probably going to try to blow up the Magic Mirror. Touch the Spirit Realm. So, resolve. What are they targeting? Oh, I didn't mean to let that resolve. Fuck. I'm just misplaying tonight. Apologies. This has been a long day. Oh, the Shrine. And then I think we just die next turn, right? Yep. Well, I mean, I guess we play Atraxa. Might as well do the thing we came here to do. And if they don't have removal for it, then we die. If we find a Farewell, it's pretty good for us. Or... nice. Let's just see what we would have... oh, but we gained a bunch of life. Okay, hold on. Take action. So, Awkward Swords to Plowshares. Doom Scar to Fairy. We can turn off their commander. We can go get Farewell. So, yes. Let's just get a Reliquary Tower. Turn off your commander. Yep. Pretty good hand. Discard a card. Two, three. Yep. Although, now that I'm doing the math, I don't know if we have enough mana to go get Farewell. Good game, they say. Eternal. Okay. Yeah, that might do it. We'll just let them do it. Looks like it didn't even matter what I took with Atraxa. But we'll see. 6, 12, 13, 14. I mean, we're still alive. And again, if we are able to get to Farewell, then we're good to go. But I actually don't think we can. We'd only have 5 mana left over after we cast Solve. So yeah, the play would have been to Solve to go get Farewell, but we can't cast Farewell. I don't think there's anything else in our hand that we can do. So yeah. Alright, we'll do one more game. We'll see if I can actually use my brain in that one. I think I could have played all these games a lot better, but for some reason the neurons in my head aren't firing today. Okay, should be a good one to get the neurons started. Opponent gets to go first. Makes me not even want to play the game. Okay, so we have mana fixing, we have card draw, although slow card draw. We have a way to exile them when they eventually attack us. It's kind of meh. This is much better. Okay. So we'll just turn one, go get a Triome. Because why not? Looks like we have all the colors in our hand, so it doesn't really matter which Triome we get. Although we should probably get double white. Since we have some board wipes. We're gonna have double blue. So this lacking blue isn't really an issue. Pay 2 life. Foretell this. Now Vantress comes into play on tap because we have an island. Cool. Trying to see if they had a counter spell, but they don't. I mean, that's pretty good. Also, Memory Lapse is pretty good. Yeah, instant speed board wipes is pretty good. Explore. Man, no matter how many times I Narset someone, it never gets old. So Teferi? Teferi or hold up Saw It Coming? I mean, we kind of have to hold up Saw It Coming, right? And then we can do either one of these. Let's see if we find something else.
Open mind.
Tail's End is also good. Time Warp, though, is so tempting. I think having more counters is better. I really want some of those other cards, but they're annoyed, understandable. They can now see we have a counter in our hand, so they can go for Golos. Yep. It was the right pick just to let them know what's up. Okay, we'll do one more game. That game was hella short. My neurons are firing. It's wonderful. Yeah, I feel bad, but I don't feel like I did this deck justice, but sometimes it's tough after working 8 hours, coming home, taking care of a toddler, and then trying to play Magic the Gathering. My brain cells have already been used today. We get to go first at Golos again, so this is really good against them. And it's a similar hand, so yeah, I think we keep. So 2 fetches. Let's get one Triome with this one, and the other Triome with the other one. And then we'll have... yeah. Then we'll have all our colors fixed, so to speak. Okay. We don't have double blue, but once we foretell Sod coming, we don't need double blue. Hopefully we draw a land. We do not. So... well, they might be able to, they might be able to resolve Golos. That's a bummer. I think we just got a blind obedience then. So that their, mana dorks enter the battlefield tapped. Wish we could have done that last turn, but it's all good. Yep, they can play Golos here. Then I think that's probably GG. We're missing land drops. They're hitting extra land drops. We'll see though. We'll try. And for all of you fiercely typing in the comments about how many lands are in the deck, there are 40 lands in the deck, including MDFCs, but I think there's only 5 MDFCs, so there's like 35 normal lands and 5 MDFCs. Okay. They're 1 land away from spinning the wheel with Golos as well. This is all bad. I would love to play As Foretold, but I don't think we have that luxury. They could spin the wheel and we could counter whatever they spin. I guess, yeah. They get to cast 3 spells for free though, so... Training Grounds. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So now this only costs Wooburg. Maybe we should just counter that. They're very annoyed. Maybe I should just sit here and rope them out. Maybe I'll get the win if I just do that. They're already annoyed, so let's annoy them even more. Okay. So they can just activate it anyway, I think. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Nicol Bolas. Nice. Discard a card. Yeah, I think we're way far away from you. for 4. They can transform Nicol Bolas next turn. All the equation. Yeah. GG. Yep, they no, I did not. Thanks, Arena, for asking. They got under our stuff. This is what it is. I guess I'll try one more. I just feel bad. I feel like some Azorius fans are like, man, this guy fucking sucks at Magic. But I promise you I don't suck. I definitely am not an expert, but I don't suck. Don't suck this bad. Hell Q is kind of... It's a tough one. It's so high powered that if you make a mistake or your deck doesn't perform at every step of the way, then you essentially lose, right? And we're playing a meme deck, so we're already at a disadvantage. Hopefully we don't get Golos again. That would be a little annoying. Okay, let's see what we got. Mono green. Is this bear tribal? They're gonna give me a softball. Okay, yeah, sure, bear tribal. They get to go first. We have a awkward Simic mana base. They get to go first, so they're gonna get their bear out. And then we have no way of getting rid of it from there. Blue source, colorless. Wash away. I mean, something, right? Ristic study is something. One ring, yeah, okay. This draws us out of the shithole we're in. They don't play their commander. They hold up 2 green. Okay. Sus. Sure, we can have a staring match. That's fine. Drew another nice little board wipe of sorts. Okay. Brawling Barons? I'm gonna wait on the Ristic study. I want to know what they're up to. Why are they not playing anything in their mono green deck? Explore. Sure. Okay. That was weird, opponent. Now they're in green, so they can blow up enchantments if they have that kind of stuff. But they're a bear tribal deck, so I'm not sure they will. They should pay the 1 here. They don't? Okay. Thanks. These are all great cards. Okay. We don't have any white source though. So enters tapped. We could animate Crawling Barons if they try to attack me. What is this? Whenever another bear enters the battlefield under your control, put 2+1 card on target bear. Target bear you control fights target creature you don't control. Okay. I think we need white sources, and we have a lot of life, so let's do this. This will incentivize them to play out their hand, because they can't attack us and do damage. And hopefully we'll draw into not a white source, we'll draw into some white sources. It's only a matter of time before we do. We only need one white source to do this guy. And we have Ristic Study and this down. So between the two, we should draw into some white sources. Okay. That's not a bear. Not a white source. Deck, are you gonna do it to me again? Cool, more things that require white. We can remove a creature from attacking us. I take it out of combat is what I'm trying to say. No! That's not what I meant to do. Wow. Okay. That's not what I meant to do at all. I meant to just tap it for mana so I could activate the One Ring. There's the white source. Okay. Solve the equation. Yeah, okay. Let's just pass. We can no longer take a creature out of combat, so that's super cool. We can do this at flash speed if we had a white source. Okay, so... My goodness. Is there anything we can do at flash speed here? I think you can go. And... we have enough board wipes, so I think cedh can go. Yeah. Do it like that. Gonna take 7 this turn if they so choose, or more if they put a bunch of bears into play. Resolve. We can also cycle this if we want to. We just might. We're taking a ton of damage here. Eight, 9. Okay, we're still at 22, so... Oh no, just 8. Okay. Not the end of the world, but we really need that second white source. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to cycle you. Swords is good. Okay. Okay. Planes. We can cast out their bear cub if we want to. Or we can just cast Atraxa. I mean, did they have a way to fight through Atraxa? And even if they fight it, we gain 7 life, right? So is that the plan? Because it says whenever a bear enters the battlefield, target bear you control fights target creature you don't control. I mean, this also draws us cards, right? Let's wait on Atraxa. We can exile their bear cub. So let's... Running out of time. We can Shark Typhoon, start making a bunch of creatures. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Shark Typhoon. Pass the turn. We'll just Swords their biggest thing. They're probably going to keep putting these counters on this bear cub. Hopefully, anyway, that's what they do. Great Henge. Resolve. Definitely gotta get rid of that. Yeah, we'll draw a card. Perfect. White source. Okay. So now we don't need to dig with the One Ring anymore. We'll just have to find a way to remove this so that we don't die to it. We could probably just fetch up Farewell. Resolve. Resolve. Okay. They get to draw a card. Yeah. Okay, so they spread out the counters. So are we dead no matter what? 2, 3, 7. This is summoning sick. So no, I don't think so. Another planes. Except for the 2 damage from the One Ring. So we really only have 10 life. So we're gonna take 4, 5, 9. Yep. Yeah, that's gonna... I think that's gonna do it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man. No, we're not gonna take this much. Because we're gonna have a blocker. Oh, no. I almost timed out. Tamio's safekeeping. I died to the bear deck. It's just been that kind of night. Well, yeah. I guess I'm technically not dead, but for all intents and purposes, I'm dead. Vanquish the Horde. We can cast out... Okay, wait. No. We can cast out our own One Ring and then vanquish the Horde, right? No, we need more white to do that. Oh my god. We could Teferi's Protection against this attack. We could Teferi's Protection in response to the trigger. We don't have enough white sources for this. This is driving me absolutely nuts. I guess we could activate the One Ring and hope we draw Farewell. Right? I mean, it's worth it. Sanctify is destroy. Okay, we could time... Nope, that doesn't work. We could Teferi bounce. And then Teferi's Protection. No? Does that work? I don't think we can bounce the One Ring. Yes, we can. Okay. Here we go. 1 life. Pass through the turn. You... Come on, don't time me out. Don't time me out. No, not to Teferi's Protection. Oh, you motherfucker. I'm keeping this in the video. I don't care. I had the solution though. That's all that matters. Teferi bounce my One Ring so I don't take the upkeep damage. Teferi's Protection this attack. Wipe the board the next turn. Somehow get back out of 1 life pit. Yeah. So some nights you just you can't get out of your own way. Okay, sure. Yeah.
Really should have seen that coming.
No GG for me. That was a disaster. All right, well, I'm packing it up for the evening. Let's do a deck review. The deck's fine. I'm a complete moron, so go ahead and try out the deck. It's very fun. Just make sure that you have enough sleep, and you know, your neurons are firing. Mine are not tonight. But yeah, the deck's fine. There's nothing wrong with the deck. You are playing in Hell Q, you're not going to win every game. You're playing a meme deck, you're definitely not going to win every game. But like we saw in that last video, I think that was the best example. We had the ability to answer all the situations we ran into as long as we made the right decisions. So to me, a deck that allows you to get out of multiple situations and win the game with multiple, you know, different win cons, maybe that's the wrong way to put it, sort of win the game through decision making, right, in any given board state, I think is a good deck, and this deck allows you to do that. On top of which, it draws mass amounts of cards so that you can have the answers you need, or, you know, it has ways to tutor up what you need with, like, solve the equation. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the deck, just me tonight. Sorry for all these Azorius fans out there. But I'm not re-recording it. Thanks for watching, subscribe, have a good one, see you in the next video later.